A few years ago, my friends, I reviewed a competing product to the Helikon-Tex Swagman roll, which I really liked. It was an awesome blanket that converted into a poncho. The product that I'm talking about is the OneWind Top Quilt, and for the money, it was excellent. Many years have passed since I reviewed that product, and I discovered the other day they have updated it. That's right, everybody. I am here today to take a look at the updated version. For 2025, they have added some interesting features to this blanket quilt poncho. It needs to be mentioned, everyone, while the company does call this a top quilt, it is far more than that. It is a top quilt for a hammock. It could be a sleeping bag, a quilt for the ground. And yes, you can wear this as a poncho. If you decide to purchase this product, it comes with an additional component compared to the older version. This here is the sleeping pad back panel, and here in a minute I'll show you all how this works. What we have here is the storage bag for this system. It has a compression strap and also a draw pull up here at the top. What you're looking at here is the OneWind Quilt, the new version. In this form factor, it looks like a blanket, but there are some features here which allow you to change this up. For one, we have these 3 snaps right here. Once you undo them, this gives you access to a head hole, so you can wear this like a poncho. Going down to the footbox here, we have numerous features. First off, we have numerous snaps that allow you to create a footbox with this. You also have a draw pull so you can cinch it up. This allows you to seal up your feet to keep them warm when it's cold. So we have snaps on this side, we have snaps on this side, so you can form that enclosure. When it comes to the snaps, they start at the bottom and they go up to about here. From here forward up towards the top, we have countless buckles. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Up at the top, we have 2 more snaps and also a draw pull. We have the exact same features on the other side of this quilt. This is the outside of the quilt. Now, everyone, take a look at the inside. With this quilt here, it is not reversible, but you can see that the outside is green, the inside is black. We have the snaps and the buckles, the draw pulls, and we also have this center hole here for your head to go through it. That way you can wear this like a poncho, just like this here. We do have buckles that allow us to cinch this up in the front. Unfortunately, you cannot reverse this and cinch it up in the back. Only this way here. You may have noticed that there is no hood with this poncho. It simply lays over your body, and that is it. To make the footbox, all you have to do is basically put the snaps together. This is very easy. Once you have that done, this is what it's going to look like. You have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 snaps. Then we have the draw pulls. When you have those cinched up, the footbox is complete. From there, everyone, you can hop inside of this and you can use this as a sleeping bag, as a quilt, or even a makeshift blanket. But let's say that you want to use this as a sleeping bag. This is how you seal up this side. Basically, you take those buckles and you put them together just like so. We are effectively sealing up the backside here. So you connect the buckles, also the snaps, and now you're good to go. That is how you would use this as a sleeping bag. But let's say that you want to use this as a quilt. Undo the snaps, undo the buckles. Just like that. But let's say that you want to use this as a blanket. Undo the rest of the snaps and completely unfold it. But let's say that you want to attach this to your sleeping pad. That way, when you toss and turn, this doesn't get wadded up. That is where this panel right here comes into play. The first thing that you need to do is to lay down the panel and to disconnect these buckles. You will see here that this elastic stays in place. You're not actually disconnecting that. All we're doing is separating the buckles. From there, everyone, you're going to take your sleeping pad and slide it through those straps. What you are doing is getting that panel underneath your sleeping pad, just like this. With the back panel behind your sleeping pad, with these straps going over your sleeping pad, you need to make sure that you have the buckles on each side at the edges of the pad itself. So we have 4 buckles here, we have 4 buckles here. Now everyone, take your quilt and lay it over the top. Come over to each side, find the buckles, and snap those with the buckles with the panel strap. Now go to the other side and do the same thing. Buckle number 1. Buckle number 2, 3, and 4. With the panel in place, the strap over the pad, the buckles locked in, check this out. We now have a quilt that is attached to the pad itself. This way, you can roll around on top of your pad and the quilt will stay, for the most part, in place. That is the theory behind all of this. The question is whether or not it actually works. I've seen this idea before with other sleeping pads. I've never seen it done this way before. Generally, you have a panel or straps that go behind your pad that lock into the quilt. They don't go all the way around your sleeping pad. You are having to lay on top of those straps, which could cause some issues and may not be comfortable. Ultimately, I will test this out and I will be back with my review, which is coming up in the future. So there you have it, folks. That is the upgraded, brand new OneWind top quilt. Those are all of the functions and features of this product. Let's take a second here and let's go over some stats real quick. It is important to know that there are 2 different sizes of this quilt available. Both are 54 inches wide. One is 78 inches long, the other is 85 inches long. This is the 78-inch version. It is available in one color, which is OD green and black. According to the company, the temperature range for this is from 35 degrees to 50 degrees. I will be testing this claim out soon. The smaller version costs $70, the larger version costs $75. The weight of this quilt here is 2 pounds, 11.8 ounces on my scale with the storage bag and the back panel. And basically what makes this different than the old version is that it features a new shell material that the company claims is more eco-friendly. It also features the strap system, which allows you to attach it to a sleeping pad. And on the inside of the bag itself, there is a draft collar, which they added. That is what makes this different compared to the older version. Speaking of the older version, for some reason it is still available, and this could be very confusing when it comes to actually purchasing this product. That is especially true on Amazon. There are so many different options when it comes to purchasing the new one and also the old one. Every single option is on the exact same page. So get this, there are 3 different sizes of the older version. There are 2 different temperature ranges for each of those 3 sizes. Then we have the new version, which comes in 2 different sizes. All of this is on one page and it is very, very confusing. If you're interested in purchasing this, make sure to pay close attention on Amazon so that you get the right quilt. I looked at this and it took me 10 minutes to figure out what the heck I was looking at. There's so many options here. Again, different sizes, temperature ranges, and so on. It's a little bit much. When it comes to the materials for this quilt, we are looking at a 20 denier recycled 1.1 ounce nylon fabric. That is the shell. This has been treated with a DWR, which basically means this is water resistant. On the inside, we have a DuPont Sorona insulation, which is made from plant fibers. In the past, with the older version, I was very impressed with this insulation. It's quite warm. And that, my friends, takes us over to my impressions of this product so far. Off the bat, I do like what I see here. It has a lot going for it. The biggest question in my mind is whether or not using this when attached to a sleeping pad is comfortable. I'm not sure that it's going to be. It's an interesting idea. It's an interesting way to implement that. I've never seen that done this way before. Again, most of the time you have straps that go around your pad, but you don't lay on top of those straps. They go underneath your pad and connect at the sides. They don't go all the way around like this does. I'm not sure if that's going to work, and I'm not sure if it's going to be comfortable. Ultimately, I will test that out. Another question that I have is whether or not the temperature range is correct. Based upon my previous experiences with the older version, I think it will be. The quality of this product looks to be excellent. The stitch work looks great. There's no issues, no loose threads. When you're handling this, it actually feels quite premium, even though the price is fairly low. When you compare this to the Swagman roll, it feels just as good, if not more premium, if not warmer. With that being said, this is quite a bit bigger than the Swagman roll. And yes, these products are different, but they are comparable. Speaking of the Swagman roll, that product has become quite expensive. It is $144 at the time of filming. This here is only 70 bucks. I do like the way that you can seal up the foot box and the way that you can snap the back to enclose this. Those are smart features. At the same time, when I put that on, wearing it as a poncho, it was comfortable, it was blocking the wind, and it was warm. Again, more testing needs to be done, but so far, I'm impressed. Also, it needs to be mentioned that the head hole is large enough to get my big noggin through it, and that's a huge plus. With the Swagman roll, I could just barely get my head through that hole. Overall, I think the size of this is very good, plus you have 2 different options, so I think most people can get this to work for them. As far as the weight goes, it's not bad. This is not an ultralight product, but for summertime camping, this is not bad at all. At the same time, when it comes to compression, it's not terrible. This is a synthetic insulation, so it doesn't compress as much as down. Of course, if it was made from down, the price would be hundreds of dollars, not 70 bucks. As far as the looks go for this, I really do like the color combination. We have the OD green, the black inside. This looks rather slick. You know, folks, for those individuals who don't like Teletubby colors, I think you're gonna like this. This is pretty cool. The lack of a hood may be an issue when it comes to this product. You may want a hood to keep you warm. When it comes to the Swagman roll, 98% of the time, I don't use it. But there's that 2%. If a hood is a deal breaker, look elsewhere. If you can live without it, this is definitely an interesting option. With that being said though, my preference is not to have a hood. Ultimately, it looks cleaner. You can use this without having this extra material just laying there, getting caught on things. Plus, I like the fact that you can seal up this hole here and it doesn't get in the way and it doesn't draft. And that right there wraps up my preview of this quilt. I really did like the older version. This looks to be just as good, if not better. Ultimately though, will this panel work? I don't know if it's going to, everyone. I will simply have to test this out to know for sure. Make sure to stay tuned for my review, which is coming up in the future. I need to spend some time, a few months, out in the field with this product. Once I've done that, I will be back to share my thoughts. I have certainly said enough, folks. Now it's your turn to do some talking. Comment down below, share your thoughts. What do you all think about this quilt? What do you all think about the upgraded features? Is this something that you're interested in as part of your sleep system? Or are you interested in using this as a poncho? For now, everyone, I am done. If you found this episode helpful or interesting, hit the thumbs up. I do appreciate it. Everybody, take care, be well, strength and honor. I will see you all in the future with my review of this quilt. Bye for now.